There's a nutrition protocol that makes vet bills disappear. New Zealand studies tracked grass-finished operations and found 87% reduction in health problems compared to grain-fed systems. No feed additives, no preventive medicine, no emergency calls, just minerals, microbes, and natural forage. The animals heal themselves. In 1885, a dairy farmer in Wisconsin documented 0 cattle deaths across 400 head over 8 years using nothing but rotational grazing. The numbers are staggering. 87% fewer vet bills, 95% reduction in antibiotics, animals living 40% longer than industry averages. These aren't hypothetical claims. Right now, ranchers in Montana, New Zealand, and Argentina are raising disease-free herds using these forgotten methods. Then the pharmaceutical industry buried it. The global animal pharmaceutical industry generates $47 billion annually from sick livestock. Let that sink in. We didn't stop natural farming because it failed. We stopped because healthy animals can't be medicated. The business model is simple. A cow that never gets sick is a cow that never needs a prescription. The entire agricultural system has been redesigned around dependency, not health. When we open the Lost Build archives, we find evidence of these techniques dating back to the Scottish Highlands in 1200 AD. Shepherds moved their flocks across mountain pastures in careful patterns, observing which areas produced the healthiest animals. This wasn't unique to Europe. Mongolian herders maintained healthy horses across vast steppes using similar methods. Swiss alpine farmers developed century-old cattle bloodlines resistant to disease. The Maasai pastoralists of East Africa managed herds that rarely needed intervention. But the modern scientific validation came from André Voisin, a French biochemist who documented rotational grazing science in the 1950s. His research at the French National Institute proved what ancient herders knew intuitively. There's a direct soil-animal-plant connection that determines health. Voisin demonstrated that when animals graze in a specific pattern, soil fertility increases, plant nutrition improves, and animal health follows. His work was systematically marginalized as industrial agriculture and pharmaceutical companies pushed confinement systems that created perfect conditions for disease, and therefore perfect customers for medication. The physics of this system is straightforward. When animals graze in carefully managed patterns, they stimulate plant growth while depositing manure and urine precisely where needed. This creates mineral-dense soil that produces nutrient-dense forage. The plants develop deeper root systems, pulling up minerals from subsoil layers that would otherwise remain inaccessible. But the real magic happens in the gut microbiome of the animals. When livestock consume plants grown in mineral-rich soil, their digestive systems develop diverse bacterial populations that crowd out pathogens naturally. These microbes produce compounds that strengthen the immune system, aid digestion, and prevent inflammation. Low-stress handling techniques further boost immune function. Animals moved calmly between paddocks maintain optimal cortisol levels, unlike confined livestock under constant stress. This stress reduction alone can boost immune function by up to 60%. The performance numbers are undeniable. Farms using these methods see a 300% increase in soil mineral content within 3 years. This translates to 87% fewer veterinary interventions. And let's talk cost. The average conventional livestock operation spends $2,000 annually per 100 animals on veterinary care. A rotational grazing system requires about $200 in fencing materials per 100 animals. The math isn't complicated, so why isn't this common knowledge? The $47 billion animal pharmaceutical industry depends on sick animals. Every healthy cow represents lost revenue. The entire system is designed to maintain dependency. USD. A guidelines actively favor confinement systems that require medical intervention. Try getting an agricultural loan for a farm that doesn't budget for pharmaceuticals and processed feed. You'll find banks reluctant to finance operations that don't follow the standard model. Veterinary schools teach treatment protocols, not prevention through nutrition. Students graduate with deep knowledge of medications, but minimal understanding of how proper forage prevents disease in the first place. This isn't conspiracy theory, it's business strategy. Every healthy animal represents lost revenue for the medical industrial complex. When your product is medicine, wellness is your enemy. But the evidence for these methods keeps mounting. A 2023 Cornell University study confirmed a 94% reduction in disease on rotational farms compared to conventional operations. New Zealand's pharmaceutical-free dairy operations are now outperforming medicated herds on every metric: milk production, longevity, and profitability. Joel Salatin, a Montana rancher, has maintained a 40-year track record of medication-free farming. His livestock mortality rates are 95% lower than industry averages. His veterinary expenses? Almost zero. Recent microbiome research has validated what Voisin discovered decades ago. The soil microbiome directly influences the gut microbiome, which determines immune function. The connection is so direct that scientists can predict animal health outcomes from soil samples with 87% accuracy. The economic data is equally compelling. Grass-finished operations show higher profit margins despite or rather because of, their lower pharmaceutical costs. When animals stay healthy naturally, farmers keep more of what they earn. Implementing this system requires minimal infrastructure. You'll need portable electric fencing to divide pastures into small paddocks, solar fence chargers to power the system, portable water systems that move with the animals, and specific mineral supplements tailored to your region's soil deficiencies. The initial setup costs between $3,000 to $5,000 for a 100-acre operation. Compare that to $15,000 plus in annual veterinary expenses for conventionally raised livestock. Most farmers recover their investment within the first season. The skill requirements are basic, understanding grass growth cycles and animal behavior. You don't need advanced degrees, just observation skills and consistency. The system works on any pasture size, with proper subdivision, whether you're managing 5 acres or 5,000. There are no special permits required, though you may face resistance from conventional agricultural advisors who've been trained in pharmaceutical-dependent systems. This resistance isn't scientific, it's cultural and economic. The knowledge to implement these systems is readily available. Voisin's original research has been translated into multiple languages and is freely accessible. Modern rotational grazing guides can be downloaded online. What Scottish shepherds knew, what Voisin proved, and what New Zealand confirms today, it's all available to anyone willing to look. The only thing standing between you and healthy livestock is portable fencing and timing. You can break free from the veterinary dependency cycle that was designed for profit, not animal health. The choice has always been there. The information was just buried beneath decades of pharmaceutical marketing. What shocked you most about this forgotten farming method? Share in the comments what animal health issue you're struggling with. Subscribe now and join thousands breaking free from Big Pharma's grip on agriculture. Your livestock deserves better.